יאמרתי יתום מחסי חלקי בארץ החיים שיבול רינוסי כדלויסי מאויד הצילני מרודפי כי יאמצו ממני אוי ציון ממסגר נפשי לא ידויסס שמך ביחתירו צדיקים כי סגמוי לא לוי נצח מזמור לדוד אדון אדוני תשכוחני נצח אדונו תסתיר את פניך ממני אדונו שישי צויס בנפשי יוגוי בלבבי אוימום אדונו יורום אויבי עולוי אביתו ענני אדונו ינויוי אוירו עיני פן אישן המובץ פן יאמר אויבי יכולתי בצורה יודילו כי אמות ואני בחסדך חובותחתי יוגי ליבי בשעושך ושירו לאדוני כי גומר לו לוי בוא נראה מי אשתו והבנים נמצאים? אשתו והבנים נמצאים כבר? אחינו כל בית ישראל, הלסים עצרו בצ'יפו, ונמם בושם וכמרחם הלב, ויצאים מצור לרווח, ומאפילו לאירו משפטות לגולו, אשתו והגולו בזמן קורי ונאמר רובין.
הגול רבי למען שכולותיה.
Reb Shlomo
Go. I have a double here. There's not a couple. Here now? Whatever.
Where's Rabbi Yitzchak?
Abba.
Medium.
Too much static. There's an adapter there. Over there, there's an adapter. Take out the adapter. That's female to female. You'll have it. There's an adapter. No, Abba, why? That's right now plugged in. Abba, it's plugged in by the board. By the board. כל הדברים שלי בפנים. כל הדברים שלי בפנים. מה?
Slime, Sali Olecho Mochi Nam Toli Beyein Ich noch ولا بيما ولا بما ومن تكفي وعز كيبر نفل عز كيبر داوود كويني al يغنسن سليمة كيبر يا بغفوه يا كيبوش صاحي ما Ibe Marsoka Satera Ve Maisim Kamo Chelim Arab Shleime Aya Vechayem Meisim Kama Shvur Eleiv Kama Almones Ay Kama Anashim Im Kol Mini Tzores Eretz Shlomo Agiber U'elay Burata Ich noflu Giberim Aber lo Gibor Zaken Aber Meisech HaChalal והיה באמצע עבודה באמצע הגבורה שלו אוי במיתס חול יוי איזה חסודים אוי מנשמה בפה אוי כל מיני טלפונים כל מיני שבורי לב וחיים זה כבר כשהיה לממש ואיך היה נראה הגבורה שלו איך כשהיה בתוקף היד הזה לאחיך טעמת לי מיד צריך להזכיר אוי הגבורה של הבריס להכניס שברי בבריסה של אברהם אבינו כדי למילה שנכנסו לי"ג בריסס יותר מ10,000 בריתות אצלם הכניס ילדי ישראל שלנו כל העולם עם סירוס נפש היה תקובה הוא הגיע היה אמר ליום הרב חיים הוא הביא את אליהו הנביא 10,000 אוי סיכת בלי שום סופק אליהו הנביא נמצא כאן עכשיו בלוויה אוי ואמר לי רב חיים אליהו הנביא ילווה אותו עד כיסא הכובד ליווי של אליהו הנביא מלאך הברס היו עצמו אמר ממש לפני זמן קצר אין לי קושיות על הרבני של אילום אני לא שואל שאלות ב-59 היה גם מנש וכל יום עסק בריפוי חיילים בעזרה לאנשים והנה אלבום מסך החולול צעיר לימים אומר שאין לי קושיות אבל הרב היום אמר לי טוב או לא יראו אנחנו לא יודעים חשבני שמיים אבל יש מים מרחוכם אשרי מי שישלים שלא יסוף במהירה והמשיך ואמר רק הוא יכול להגיד דבר כזה הוא בא לעולם בשביל איזה תפקיד הוא גמר את תפקידו וחוזר הביתה יש לפעמים אדם שהולך באמצע יומוב כואב הלב אבל תורני הוא היה יכול לחיות להאריך ימים ולפעול כל כך הרבה אבל כל אדם יש לו את התפקיד שלו והוא גמר את התפקיד השלים משהו היה צריך לתקן אשרי מי שישלים שטייסה במהירה ויעל כולם רבוי סייצניה של רב שלמה לא רצה שישמעו ממנו אבל הידע דובר שמעו ממנו כשהיה הקמת הקרן למנתרא באספה הראשונה של הגוי רב שמואל בירנבוים זכין צדיק לברוכו שרצים היה מאוד אהוב אצלו בנסיעה האחרונה של שמואל הוא סידר והיה האספה הראשונה אני זוכר רב שמואל צדיק לקרוא לברוכו דיבר ובסוף היה למעשה נו מנהל וחום צריכים הרי כסף צריכים הרי למעשה הדבר ראשון הוא אמר נו רב שלמה על המקום הוא שם $300,000 הראשון של הרזוק הסתיר היה רב שלמה לא רצה שידעו הצניאס צניאס זה פנימי זה היה בצניאס שלו נפלו גיבורים הגיבור הזה נפל בשיח המלחמה במלחמה הכבדה שיש לנו היום יש לכם הסכירו הסרס נקשו את המלחמה אני רואה חיים ונובס בארץ ישראל יש מלחמה כבדו כמו שלא נגבר בעלים אומר זה כאילו פברנה דיטיירה אז מלחמת סמולק בהשם והגיבר הזה היה לו סחוסים עצומים רב לו גיברים על במסך החלל אני רוצה להזכיר ראיוסי שובו הגברת זכאים היא הייתה שותפה אצלו בכל מייסו בכל החיים לכל אורך הדרך ועכשיו שהיו צריכים להיות איתו זה היה ממש קידוש השם שגברת זכאים טיפלה בו ממש כמו בן יוכי וזה לא פלא ידע יותר מכולם יהיו והילדים ויקרים לתורה הבנים והבנות והחתנים, כולם זרע ברך השם באופן מיוחד. הבנים לטרם לא בביזנס, זה היה רצוי נוי, זה היה תענוג שלו. ועכשיו שאנחנו נסגור את העיניים ונראה אם לנו לא להיות אום וכסף ולא זוב, כמה מלוכים אלפי מוביס מלוכים עכשיו מלווים אותו ויום הנוגעים בראשום, מלווים אותו עד כיסא הכובד, ושמה יהיה לו את השכר. שאלת יום את חיים איזה שכר מקבלים על כזה דבר כל כך בבליסס? אמר רב חיים הוא כבר שמה יראה את השכר. שימי צייסר הגברת שלו, מגיע לה כל הצלצור והעיקורים, איצח הלוצר והעיקורים וכל הידידים, ובלעם מובס לא נצח, ומראה שנדים ומרקות פונים נאמר אמן.
ראש כולל טיירס, הגויים רבי יצחק אורלנסקי שליטה.
שלמה זכאי אוי לחתומים אני תמימוס איזה ישרס בכל דבר פועל צדק אומרים להם פורשים לעתים עם חברות בן אדם שלעצמו כלום הכל בשביל השני באיזה חוכמה יש דברים שאף אחד לא יודע אולי רק השותף שלו שומר יודע אבל יש דברים שאף אחד לא יודע הוא פרנס משפחות שלמות שהם לא ידעו שהוא מפרנס אותם רק בתור הצדוקה אני מודה על השאלות שהוא בא לשאול כן להוריד את זה ממייסר גלף לא להוריד את זה ממייסר גלף בסכומי עתק עשרות משפחות שהוא פרנס באופן קבוע צדוקס לאין שיעור ודוי ורמס בלבוב הייתי לא בלבוא ברדק, יש כמה פירושים. פירוש אחד שאפילו מה שהוא חושב בלב, לעשות טוב ולשני, הוא גם מוסר את נפשו לעשות את זה אפילו שהוא לא אמר בפה. כמה מחשוב חשבת איך להיטיב עם הילדים החולים. הרי זה היה שמחת החיים שלך, לראות חיוך על בן אדם חולה. הרי זה היה כל הענה שלך, לשמח נתקלי. אומר הרד"ק, רמז בלבובוי, זה גם על האמונה, אמונה שלמה. שלמה כזה שנה ולהישאר באמונה שלמה. איך אמרת לפני שבוע מה שהקדוש ברוך הוא רוצה אני מקבל באהבה. אי לרוג על הלשונו עושה לראי ורוב וחרפו לו נוסע על קרוי בוי. אי קשה לפרט אבל כל פירוש שנאמר כאן זה מבטא אותו נפזה בעינו נימאס וסירה השם יחבד. איזה התבטלס את מדרך חומי. אני לא יכול להעריך אבל לסיפורים שהוא בא כאן ושאל את הראשים ודברים בקצות, בא מחוץ לארץ והיה כאן 10 דקות וקיבל תשובה קצרה והוא לא שאל למה אמור מדוע, והוא הפך בשביל זה דברים שהוא עבד עליהם חודשים, שהוא השקיע בזה עוד. אמרתי לו שלא, למה לא שאלת את הסיבה? אז הוא אמר כשהראשי ואומר לי אני לא שואל מדוע. אני זוכר פעם שהוא הגיע לארץ לכמה שעות עם ילד חולה כדרכוי, והוא שמע שהראשי ונמצא בירושלים, אז הוא בא רק להגיד שולם. הוא היה עם הבגדי עבודה, אז הוא עם ההסבטלס שלו נכנס ואמר ראשי ואני מבקש סליחה שלא באתי עם הבגדים המכובדים יותר. אז ראשי ואמר לו שלמה, אצלך הבגדים האלה זה הקומרית וסיפרת, זה הבגדי חסד. האם אפשר עוד להאריך, אני לא רוצה להאריך אבל חייב רק לסיים. אתה בא עכשיו לפני כיסא הכבוד, אין ספק שהראשי ויצא לקראתך. הוא הרי הבטיח שכל מי שיהיה שותף איתו הוא יהיה שותף איתו לחיי נצח. שלמה תבקש רחמים. אתה יודע כמה כולם עשו הגג כרסק והשווה עשו שם תפילוסי שנה שלמה שאנחנו בוכים ומתפללים. שלמה אליעזר מלך יסוד היינו בטוחים בחסדי השם יסבוח שנגיד איתך את הנשמס עם כל אברכי הכוללים שרוקם הרבה התפללו עליך, אבל הקדוש ברוך הוא יש חשבונות שאנחנו לא מאמינים כאלה אמונו ואינו ואנחנו יודעים שהכל. אבל תבקש רחמי דבר ראשון על הרבץ שלך שכל השנים היא עמדה לימינך בכזה מסירוס, וכזה אהבה וכזה אחווה, ועכשיו שנה שלמה שלא עזבה את החדר כמעט. כזה מסירוס על האמא שלך שתהיה בריאה, על הבנים בנין רבונון וחס נין רבונון שהכל זה בזכותך, ועלינו שהקדוש ברוך הוא יחבוי שצרוי Rabbeinu, I when is came Buna Moves Lo Netzach Umocha Hashem Dimo Me'al Kol Ponim.
קריו במעלה לרמר הסתכל בשלושות דבורים ועינתו בו לידי עבירו דע מאין בו סולנתו ילך ולפני מיעתו עושית ליסן דין וחשבון מאין בו סומטיפוסו חולנתו ילך למקום עפור עמו ותליו ולפני מיעתו עושית ליתן דין וחשבון לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא אדוני נוסום ואדוני לא כוח יהי שם אדוני מבורך מהטוב ועד עולם ורחום יכפר עוון ולא ישחיז וירבו לישיב אפוי ולא יועיר כל חמוסוי קדיש קדיש
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם דיין האמת.
אמן.
Iskadel v'Iskadesh Shemei Rabo B'yom V'Adiviroch Yerusei B'yam Malchusei B'chayechoinu B'yam Yechoinu B'chayei D'chol Beis Yisroel B'agolav Zman Kariv V'imru Amei
Mei Yismei Rabo Ruach L'olam U'l'olmei Yolmayo
Yizborach V'yishtabach V'yisbar V'yisroimam V'yisnasei V'yisador, v'yisaleh, v'yisalol, shemei tukul shabrichu Le'elu mikol, v'choso, v'shiroso Tush b'choso, v'nechemasa, damiram v'amo, v'imru amen Yehi Shlomo Rab, v'mishma, v'chayim alein, v'akol Yisroel, v'imru amen Oiseh ha'sholom, v'imoimo, v'yata sholom alein, v'akol Yisroel
Amen. The Levayah continue to Yisroel Kodesh HaMenuches. הלוויה ממשיכה לירושלים הקודש למנוחס. ההשקעות ללוויה יוצאים מרחוב חזון איש ליד בנק פאי. הילדים שלא ילוו את המיטה.
Yeah. I know.
שתיים, שלוש, ו...
I'll be around. Make it loud.
Now I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay. Yeah. It's the link. People are asking for the link. TV.midabrim.com. It's on. Yeah. Midabrim. At the house they have it. They're watching it at the house.
Yisroel and Moshe. Yisroel and Moshe, where are they? Bring them up, bring them up. They just can't be Malava. What? Okay. Weet dat ze zo zo sterven zijn.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
They told him to wait in the
Those are coming off at the side.
They told him to wait there. They're still
No, but they should come here.
So call them. You have the number?
Yeah.
What's the number?
Do you hear? New York, do you hear? If you hear, can you just let us know? One, two, three. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You hear? Okay. Abba. Midabrim.com.
It's right by the Levayah, so yeah, we're just starting the
Hi, where are you?
Levayah.
Okay. So I'm waving my hand. Where are you? See my hand up the back of the bus.
How's the
Standing with my hand up.
picture? How's the picture?
I'm up. I'm in the van with Shlomo, but my hand is up. Okay, so what you could do is go by the stairs. You're beautiful. You could go by the stairs. Hanem stand. It's very good. You can watch it. When you come, yeah, when
You want to come here?
Ken.
yeah, I'm coming up. So we'll go ice cream with you. We're going to pull you to the side. There's an ambulance on the left. On your right when you come up, the yellow ambulance. I'll make sure to make room for you to come over to ice cream. But we need a woman.
You were you were fake?
Shane these
Okay.
here.
Moshe's done. Moshe didn't bename right.
Shane these here, Shlomo.
I think he's on the phone with her.
Okay.
I think he's her. I guess he's standing up with the fan.
Right. No, it's going to be one of your ladies that you take up. I don't think the Kevurah. We'll find out in a minute. Nadav, how are you? I'm looking.
Oh, yeah?
Where are you?
I think he said he sees him.
Ja.
Ja, Freibus darf machen früher.
Twee, ja. De ich will sagen, sein, ja, was ich gesagt. Ja.
Noch der Späne, die machen.
Noch das für mir. Ich bin nicht. Was ist eben gesagt? No, freue mich. Oh.
The son did.
Aber die Tochter mit den
Right,
beiden
that's what he
nicht.
asked. He said if the
Oh,
son.
the son, yeah. I don't see her. She says she's walking. They must be walking up the big hall. There's the sons. We see the sons. Okay. Dus dat ik gefragt in Israel. Was er mensen van Israel. Ik gefragt in Israel.
What?
That's what's coming. They're standing over there. Okay. So they can't see what? Yisroel, where's Moshe and Israel? Moshe is it's not working. Moshe, no. Okay. Moshe Israel.
You have another number?
Another. Aryeh, bring your mother-in-law and Ariella here to the front. Go through the ambulance side. Volby, come around the ambulance side over here. Slicha, Nashim Shamdim b'tzad small, b'tzad yamin, yesh lamakom le'nashim. Please, the wall against the wall. We need room for the ladies, so whoever could push their way in. Okay. Okay. Israel. 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 Volby, who's speaking? Who is speaking? You first? Speaking in English or in Hebrew? Hebrew?
Yeah.
English?
Yeah, where else?
Let's take out the other.
No, that's not it. Okay, give the mic to...
כלב של ארצות הברית וזה פה.
Thank you. Why? I'll tell you later. Okay. ברשות הקהל ובקושת המשפחה אני מדבר באנגלית. There are two main reasons why this is extremely difficult for me to do. One is that Chazal warned people that when they're maspid and mace, they are supposed to be as mystic as possible. So Chazal are listening to what I'm saying. The second reason why this is difficult is because my dear brother-in-law, Shlomo Levayah, he's also looking at me, and he's telling me not to embarrass him. So I decided, with all the tremendous miles that there is to speak about him, I'll speak about one milo that is 100% in this, that I know myself, what I've experienced, and also it's something that we could all learn from. And And that he always allowed. He always allowed and demanded people to learn. Not from him, but to learn. So I hope to have his permission with this. When I think about my relationship with you, Shlomo, we actually have several relationships. We started with you being my brother-in-law. You're my brother. You're my father. Sometimes you even allowed me to be your friend. But the relationship that I think has the most impact on me is that you're my Rebbe. The tour starts Shulchan Aruch, the beginning of Shulchan Aruch, which is the beginning of how a Yid is supposed to live his life. The tour starts with the words, Rabbi Yehuda ben Tema Imer, Aviyaz kanemer v'kal kanesha b'rat katzvi v'giber kari, Lasos ritzon avicha shebashamayim. This is the beginning of Shulchan Aruch. This is the beginning of what a Jew is supposed to live for. V'hischol ba'az kanemer, l'fishu klal godel ba'avodas habayre yisbarach. V'shapon modem chafetz lasis mitzvah v'nimna milasoisa. V'pnei b'nei adam shmaligan alav, v'al kein hizir sheto'is banecha, keneged hamaligan, v'al timna milasas ha-mitzvah. The need of vazis, the meat of power, the meat of how you mitzvahs your power and your koiches to incredible amounts that were lessons for me and for all of us. Throughout the years that I was watching you, it turned from quizzical, then to confused, and ultimately to amazed. Amazed at how powerful you are. Powerful in your avas hamishpacha. How much you loved your family, your wife, your children. Nothing was going to stand in the way. Nothing that you were able to do in your power ever stood in the way. You cared for them and you wanted them to have the best life possible. And you were going to make sure that that happened. And I watched. And I tried to learn your azis, your power for kibbut avayim, for your father. Zecher Tzaddik v'Kodesh L'Baruch is here now and is waiting for you. Not a thing you wouldn't do for him. Your mother is also gesund. Maybe yes from Shana. Not a thing, not a movement, not a tenuah that you wouldn't do to make sure that she had the best life possible. Your haracha for Talmidei Chachamim. Lots of people have it. But the power, the velocity, the koiches that you put into it. Rav Moshe Feinstein needed to be taken to a doctor every 2 weeks, but the family mentioned that Rav Moshe didn't like ambulances, so you had 3 different cars, just to make sure that he wouldn't have any problems, but just in case it was an emergency, all the needs were necessary to take care of him. Your house was literally, here in Eretz Yisroel, at least what I know, literally open for Talmidei Chachamim, for Rosh Yeshivas, Lahafli. You didn't stop. And I tried to learn. Your Ava for Klal Yisrael and for Eretz Yisrael knew no bounds. Whatever you could do for a fellow Yid, whatever you could do for a fellow Yid, as far as I know, that you felt you were able to help, that was going to be helpful. Whatever you could do for Eretz Yisroel, again, as far as I know, you were there. You didn't stop because your power knew no. You did it because whatever koiches you had, you were going to use. That azus sometimes surprised people, maybe sometimes shocked people. But if a person understood the Torah that says, Valkein Hizir, Shato is Panecha, Kineged Amaligana, Val Timna Milasas HaMitzvah, then everybody would understand. A person who's not Nimna has to take those chances. And at the end of the day, he's Zakheim to all that you've been Zakheim to. The Gemara in Bracha says, Shalosh heina lo sazvena, she'ol va'oitzel racham. Ma'inin she'ol eitzel racham. Ela loy melach. Ma rechem machlis emoitzi av shel machlis emoitzi. V'alo dvarim kol v'chayim ma rechem shemachnisim boi b'chashayim otzim imenu b'kol ekolos. She'ol shemachnisim boi b'kol ekolos, shel bechi u'misped. Rashi. Eine din shematzim imenu b'kol ekolos. Mikan tshuva la'imim ein chiyes ha'mesim in HaTorah. The Gemara tells us, as explained by Rav Moshe Shapiro Shlita, at the time of conception, me'ayin basa, mitzipas rucha, and at the time of birth, we see that little, seemingly powerless, insignificant tipa became a beautiful, beautiful baby. The kal v'chomer is that if something so insignificant, when it goes into the rechem, comes out so beautiful and so powerful. When a human being, after his time has come, who's made himself so powerful, who's utilized his kaiches so much, and then it's time for him to take a short leave, when he comes back out in Tchiyas HaMesim, he's going to be awesome and powerful. I tried learning from you, and I'll keep on learning. And all I could say right now is thinking, I really hope Shemayim is ready for you, because Shlomo Zakheim has tremendous power, and he's going to use that power in Shemayim to watch over his wife, who you'll see has used that power so unbelievably throughout the whole year. Come out the year, everybody knows that Ima, my sister Fegi, she was living me well, was the powerhouse for everybody, including for you. She fed off of you, you fed off of her, and till this moment, and inclusive, and for many, many, many years to come, that's the power. And we have you to thank for it. We ask you to be mindful for not realizing enough, for not appreciating enough, and for not learning enough from you. And Mir Hashem, very soon, B'tchiyas HaMesim, we look very forward to seeing that tremendous power of Torah that you've garnered over these years, the schus of Torah, the schus of Chesed, and the schus of Avodas Hashem. We should all be able to do it again very shortly. B'tchiyas HaMesim and Me'er B'yameinu. V'ol Hashem, Mavus Mikol Nesach.
Isaac Saska.
Am I the only one? That's it.
speaking English. Last time I spoke here was just 4 years ago for Shlomo's father. At that point, let me say whatever I wanted to say, and actually spoken in Yiddish. Today, the only thing I want to say is what I know what Shlomo wanted me to say, because we talked about it. I think Volvi mentioned it, is not to say. I've been with Shlomo over 20 years plus. Whatever anybody knows is a mashu what I know. That's why I can't speak. People ask me a lot of things in the years. I said, it's between him and I. The only thing I could say is the devotion. The Fegi especially. I'm Adis on it. 1,000 phone calls this year. 3,000 emails this year. She never gave up. Worked very hard with the mishpacha, with the children. It was amazing. It was an inspiration. And it's just important that you kids hear this of how much she was moisa herself. Thousands of phone calls. Conversations won't. The only thing I'm going to end with, like I said, I don't want to talk, because I know you'll be angry. We had private conversations. You told me openly, you have no fear. You mamala what you want to do in life. You kabbalah everything behava. Your concern was your mother, your wife, the children. I said, Shlomo, your absence in physical, that I can't do anything about. That's Rabbani Shalom does that. The part I did promise you, and I'm maftiach to the family, especially to Fegi. I told him I will make sure that I do things the way he thought they should be done. Benachas, betzina, and I look after the family to the best of my ability, working with Fegi together, making sure, he said to me, make sure my wife and my children are first. That is my yesod. Stuckers, everything else is wonderful, but my family, this is what I leave behind. I'm just going to end with the Kiddush Shem Shemayim, where he was nifta, is taka what he left. The Kedusha, the Dahar of the way he was, his neshama went out. You know what he was talking about. He asked me, Mechila, I told you I'll do the best I could. I tried for the last, forget about months, but for the last couple of days, be with you as much as possible. And I'm here, and just shortly will be Kevurah next to your Heilige Father, and I hope you meichel me. I try to do everything the way you did it, Benimus, Benaches, Edelkeit, Feinkeit, Ishbi Melitz, Beklal Yisroel, and like Volvi said, Shemayim, get ready. You're the kind of person that never slept. Bila Mavatz HaNetzach, Mach Hashem Dimag Me'al Kaponim, before Yom Kippur, Shbi Melitz, especially for your mother, the rest of the Mishpacha.
Levayah Weiss.
Abba, you never like to talk about your chesed. But if it could inspire some of us, I'll share some of the things I saw. But first, Abba, like so many of the people who met you, we wanted to be like you. But we quickly realized you didn't have the physical energy, the creativity, your uniqueness that would be like you. Just some of the chasadim that I watched. He helped childless parents find babies. He didn't just pay for the lawyers and pay for it. He housed a pregnant woman for 6 months, 2 children. Took care of them so she can give birth. And a Yiddish home could take that child in. Sure enough, when the bris came, you couldn't make it. You didn't want to be seen. You didn't want the trophy. There's 2 children from Northern California, a Freya home. Parents from Williamsburg, childless. They have 2 children. Those neshamas would have been lost. Now they have payas by their ears. My parents in Los Angeles hosted the bris. You couldn't make it. You didn't want to be there. The only time we showed up to the bris, we were in Kiev on one of your brisim trips. It's getting close to Shkia, and there's too many people to finish. So you joined the mile to help him finish the brisim. You sewed the brisim so that he can go on to the next one. That's when you showed up. Who does that? A year after we got married, we were in Eretz Yisroel for Sukkot, and there was a crisis in Bnei Brak. They made a parlor meeting. All the Gedolim were in the room, Reb Chaim, Reb Yehuda, Reb Armlech Steinman, and all the Gevirim from all over the world, and they were committed to help. The Matzim, and they signed a piece of paper, and everyone was ready to leave. They stood up to leave, and you stood up and said, I want to call out a pledge. And everybody sat down. And you called out your pledge. And you inspired Gevirim, who were far wealthier than you, to call out even bigger pledges. And that led to an organization that gave out millions of dollars. Again, who did that? When we talked about new businesses, all you talked about was, are we about to get more jobs? How's this business going to get more jobs? But people asked me in the last 10 months, am I busy with the business? Because you weren't there. You know what I answered them? I said, 95% of their day you were busy with chesed, you weren't busy with the business. But I wondered, who's going to cover your chesed, your meisim tovim? I didn't one person do all of this. Ima, after a month, you're sleeping in the ICU every night. We told each other, she's going to burn out. It's not possible. It's not humanly possible to sleep in an ICU with alarms going off every night. She's going to burn out. After 3 months, we said, no, now she's really. 10 months, you did it. We didn't know how you could. It all end with this. 6 months ago, I sent my father-in-law Abba a lottery ticket. I told him, Abba, it's a big jackpot. I told him, Abba, what are we going to do when we win? He was lying in a hospital bed with cancer. He wrote back to me, I already won the lottery. Abba, I realized right away we can't be like you, but we'll try. We're going to try very hard. You were always a Milatz Yesher. You should continue to be Milatz Yesher to help us access that endless willpower that you had, that rotten to serve Hashem.
His son Moshe.
My father, like I said before, most important thing to him was his children. It's a suffix. what was more important, his wife or his children? I don't want to answer that question. All he ever wanted for me and the rest of my siblings is that we should be taken care of, that we should take care of ourselves, that we should do what was best for us, that we should do what we were best at. And he made a lot of enemies like that. In fact, pretty much every Rebbe I ever had to fight with my father. Not because my father didn't want me to learn, not because my father didn't want me to grow in yeshiva, because he just didn't know if that was what I really, really wanted to do. But then he found it. And then he was pushing and pushing, and every day he would say, go back to yeshiva. Don't come to the hospital. Go back to yeshiva. What are you learning? You tell me a Gemara, tell me a story. He loved Agadata stories. He loved Agadata. He said the only thing he wanted to do was learn Gemara Brachas Be'iyun. He loved Zechus Brachas. He loved that he worked extremely hard for 7 years to learn, to make a Siyam HaShas. He didn't believe that he could finish one Amud. And he finished 7 years of Shas. And that was going to be step one. I saw my father used to write a diary in the beginning of his Gemaras, just to say what was going on at the time. It's usually full of, Ariel Racheli BTUM, which meant B'Shatev Mitzlachas. No business ventures were there. One of them it says, Siyam HaShas. Oh wow. Matisyahu Solomon and SZ on stage. It was beautiful. That's all he wrote. He wrote in other Gemaras, FZ bought Gemara. My mother bought him a Gemara. He was so excited that my mother bought him a Gemara. That was all it said. My father loved Tanakh. He loved it. Without having seen anything but 6 Sfarim of it. He loved it. Every word of it. Learning Sefer Yeshua in the last year of his life. With my mother. He loved Torah. He loved his children learning Torah. My father's pasuk in Shemona Esrei, he had 2 pasukim for his name, Shlomo Eliezer. One was Shir HaShirim Asher L'Shlomo. He loved Shir HaShirim so much. It was literally Moiser Nefesh to come to Shul in this last year just to hear me learn Shir HaShirim. And every time I would finish this past year, and every year he would be crying. Every single year. He was literally Moiser Nefesh Sakanas Nefashis to come this year on Tisha B'Av to hear me learn Eicha. And he was crying. His other pasuk was Eila v'recha ve'eila v'asusim v'atnachim v'shem Elokeinu nizkar. My father had the greatest emunah and bitachon, unimaginable. When he went to Gedalim and Gedalim told him things that didn't make any sense, he wasn't astounded by the fact that he listened. He was astounded that they knew what to do. And it didn't make sense to him, but wow, they knew. How did they know? I don't know if people know the story, but he once went to Rabbi Yehuda Lefkowitz. He had already spent a very, very, very large amount of money to make a business deal. And he just wanted to get a bracha so he could spend the rest of the money. And he just sat down to get a bracha, and Rabbi Yehuda looked up at him. He says, "You don't need it." He says, "I don't need what?" He says, "Don't do it, you don't need it." He said, "I wasn't coming to ask that question. I was coming to ask for bracha. Don't do it." He walked out. He called his lawyers. He told them, "We're done." They said, "Very funny." He said, No, we're done." And he didn't do any more. He lost all their money. And all those people went to jail. All those people got caught in an unknown scandal. And he wasn't mystified by the fact that he believed Rabbi Yehuda. That was Pashut. But he was mystified with the fact that Rabbi Yehuda knew. I don't know what's more amazing. It says in Sefer Shmuel, we learned it a few days ago, that Chana, the mother of Shmuel, didn't have children. Medrash says for 19 years, 6 months. I was always wondering, Chana was a big tzaddikas. Why couldn't she have children? A lot of big tzaddikas didn't have children. But why didn't Chana have children? So I thought maybe Pshat was Elkanah says to her, I thought, how could Elkanah say such a thing to his wife? She says, "I don't have any children, I'm crying." And he says, "No, you have me." Elkanah was a Navi. Elkanah said to her, "You have a choice in life. You could have the greatest possible relationship with someone, of Elkanah, or you can have children. You can have nitzchias. You can have a long time to enjoy your children. But you can't have both." We know that before my father's life he was given that choice. And we were given that choice too. Before each one of us was born, we were given that choice. Do you want to be part of this family? Do you want to have this father? Just for a little amount of time? Or you want to be regular for a long time? And we chose. We chose the right choice. And we don't regret it. We'll never regret it. It's hard to imagine that after these years of him being my father, these are the last words that I'm going to say in his Levayah. And that you're all expected to know who he is with just a few words. Just a few hours, just a few speeches. We'll never know. But we should ask. We should always ask if somebody knows who he is. If somebody heard of him. You know why that person knew him. You know that person knew him because he was saved by my father. And ask the question, what was the story? What can I learn? You'll see every day you'll hear a new story. And every day it'll be unbelievable. Mocha Hashem, D'mor me'al kol panim v'nefesh.
You really see the Preda from the side of Israel.
Avi, Rechav Yisroel. My father was Avi. Avi twice. He was a double father. Times 2, at least. He lived 59 years, but he put in 118. There was no father like him. He was the one when the triplets were born. He stood up at night. He took the night shift. Straight through the night. He drove us around in his car throughout the night so we would sleep. And I went to Mir Yeshiva for Cheder. He's the one. He went to the yeshiva and he said, I know that you're not used to having people like us in your yeshiva, but we'll conform. We'll do whatever you need. What father does that? Avi, he was a double father. There's nobody like him. When I switched yeshivas, I said, in 6th, 7th grade, I said, I think I want to go to a different yeshiva. He said, if that's the best thing for you, that's what we're going to do. When I went to Eretz Yisroel, and I came back to Mir Yeshiva, he was the one who helped me through everything. When I got married, he's the one who pushed me to stay and learn in Torah, if that's what's the best thing for me. He's the one who, when I came to the hospital, he said, what are you doing here? Kiheim chayenu varich yameinu. It's your Torah that's keeping me alive. It's you and Moshe, it's your Torah. Who has a father that gives us such support? He's Sid goes to his matzah the ganze world, and he's telling me it's my Torah. Tzaddik Yisroel Olam. The world is shaking. I'm telling you, there was no tzaddik like him. No one knew half the, not a 0.2%. Maybe Isaac, who knew the most together, we knew a 0.2%. He tells me, you're keeping me alive. How many Talmidei Chachamim did you support, Abba? I only know 5 of them. How many Kailim? How many G'dolei Hadar were you involved in helping them any way you could? Any way. It's me. What am I? But no, that was him. It was always us. He always gave us chizuk. He looked at him as nothing. Whatever he did, it was only a bekadin. The Rebbeinu Shalom gave him money. He was just holding it. Avi. It was you that loved my kids more than almost I don't know if I could say more than I did. You were more proud of them. It was you who told my son Akiva, you're going to be mamshich our family, you and all my grandkids. Lo yomo shatayr pizar in pizar yad olam. I see the hemshich. Who gives an enikel such a chizuk when he's 6 years old? Avi. It could go on and on. When I was driving back to Lakewood one time, I didn't realize my son had a peanut allergy. He ate by mistake a peanut. The allergy kicked in. I called him right away. I was halfway in the Garden State. That's around an hour from Brooklyn, a half hour from Lakewood. I called him. He said, quickly, call Hatzalah, call EMS. I called Hatzalah. They said, it's too far for them. You have to call EMS. I called EMS. They started to go on their way. EMS got there 20 minutes later. They started driving to the hospital. My father was driving from Brooklyn. He was already meeting us in the hospital before we got there. An hour drive. He went 100 miles an hour for his children, for his grandchildren. There's nothing he would have done for his kids. Nothing. We were once walking in Main Sharim, and a giver of a man, he came near my sister. My father thought that he was going to hurt her in some way. He was 6'9". My father went over to him. My father wasn't such a big person. He took him by his shirt. He said, "You dare come near us." It wasn't a match, but he would have laid his life for us. He always did. Avi, Avi. It goes on and on. I can never say the amount that he did for us. Right now, even before the Patir Abba, you wanted us to know, and we know that we're all okay. You're always watching over us. All you care is about us. That was his meeting. He wanted to have a meeting. Abba, there's no need for the meeting. Your whole life you had a meeting with us. We know all you want is that the kids are okay. Why do we need a meeting? Avi, Avi, Rechev Yisroel. He was Rechev Yisroel. He loved Klal Yisrael, the whole Klal, and the whole Prat. The Klal was made of tons of Pratim. He loved every Yachid v'Yachid. There's nothing he wouldn't have done for a Yachid. But it was more than that. It wasn't just what he would have done. Abba, it wasn't just what you would have done. You were their best friend. In our shul, Eli Trapper, he has Down syndrome. And he was troubled when he was young. Who's his best friend? Abba, you're his best friend. Who wears his Hatzalah clothing? You. Eli, who wears your Hatzalah clothing? Eli does. The kids at Camp Simcha, on all the different machines that they're on, that people are scared to go over to some of them that they're nebach on such difficult machines. I walked around with you. They all came over to you. They said, "Hi, it's my best friend." You were everybody's best friend. Rechev Yisrael. Who could fill that gap? Who's going to be their best friend? You didn't look for the ones that'll make you famous. No one ever knew about it. You were best friends with the Gabbai who was blind in Camp Simcha. That was your best friend. You were the best friends with Uri down the block, who couldn't move. He was your best friend. You were best friends with all the people that are in Yisurim, that are suffering, that way before it was in style. You were best friends with Yonis and Pollard. You were best friends with Reuven Manning. These were your best friends, and they knew that you were their best friend. You used to go visit them just to, any way you could alleviate them in any way. There's nothing that you wouldn't have done for all your best friends. The whole Klal Yisrael was your friends. They were your brothers. Rechev Yisrael. All the Bnei Koilel in Eretz Yisrael in America. If there's anything that you could have ever done to help them, in yeshiva, I remember you paid medical bills and you paid stipends. Anything to alleviate another yid. Anything that was in your koyach, that's what you did. Rechev Yisrael. You were a melech, leiv melech ha'om. Your leiv, everyone's leiv beat together. And now, who's going to fill that hole? Who's going to do chesed without anyone looking at them? Who's going to do chesed even if people think that they're hurting them? Who's going to do chesed to help their competition? Who's going to do chesed the way you did it? With your own hands. Forget about the check. You didn't want the check. You wanted to be there. You wanted to fly to Kiev, to Cuba, to carry the surfboard to Cuba. It wasn't a bizayon for you. If a kid is going to do a bris milah with you carrying a surfboard, ma toiv ma noim is the biggest chus that you could ever have in your entire life. Abba, Avi. Where's our Abba gonna be? Who's gonna run to the Garden State? Who's gonna give us that chizuk that we are kiyem chayenu v'rechamenu? Who? Who's gonna be Rechav Yisroel? Who's gonna do the chesed that no one else wants to do? Who? Does anyone here have an answer? Is there any answer? Is there another Yid that we know in the world that will do this? I don't know if he was one of the Lamrim Tzadikim, I don't know. But did anyone else find another person like him? I haven't. But we were told, Abba, G'dayla Tzadikim are bigger. You're going to go up to Shemayim, like Zakheim said, together with Eliyahu Hanavi, together with Michal Yehuda, together with Saba, with all of them. And you're going to become even greater. You're going to be a triple Avi. You're going to help us even more. You're going to somehow get us chizuk. You're going to be even bigger Rechav Yisroel. You'll take all those chaylim, you'll daven with the Rebbeinu Shalom, and they'll get better. You'll take the people that are in jail, and you'll get them out. Only you can do it, Abba, with your tefillas. I have to talk about the support behind Avi Rechav Yisroel. Behind every Avi Rechav Yisroel is an Isha Kshira, Sha'asr V'tzayim Ba'ila, that her whole purpose is just to do what her husband wants. My mother was the feet of my father. Not one chesed could he have done without her support. Not one mitzvah could he have done without her support. He couldn't have raised one child without her help. She was the true Eishes Chayil in every... She is the true Eishes Chayil in every single way. People think that it got more in the last 10 months. She slept in the hospital for 10 months. All she wanted was that he should be happy. It didn't get more in the last 10 months. Just we got to see what it was originally. It expressed itself in the public eye a little more. Abba... Tata, Avi, I want to ask you, Mechila, for our whole family, me, Michal, Moshe Clare, Ariella, Aryeh, Racheli, Menachem, Levine, me, Rina, Moshe, Chava, Ima, there's nothing to ask for. And for the extended family, I have them in mind also. And for the whole Klal Yisrael, because no one knew what you were. Please, Abba, be Michael, all of us together. I know you never had a bone in your body that ever had anything against anybody, but we have to ask. Please be Mitz Yosha for us. And it's a shame with all your tefillas and shemayim. Let's see you again very, very, very soon. U'mocha Hashem dir mi'alkov panu v'neiram.
gesagt, das ist gut.
Isaac Yerushalayim ist anders.
Es ist nicht Yerushalayim, es ist ein Loch. Okay, das ist nicht Yerushalayim. Es ist nicht der Begetas, das geht darauf. Halt das, da bist du nicht.
Isaac, the ladies have to agree.
Weißt du, mit beiden. Schön. Das heißt noch ein bisschen. Steht das schon egal, ist lieber noch ein bisschen. Noch etwas. Schön. Right. Das Tormen ist so machen die ganze, entschuldigt. Ja, das ist sogar. Die ganze Schiebe darf sein offen. Weißt du, nimm zu die Hand. Schlepp mit jener Hand, nur mit die Hand. Schlepp. Pull it. Schön. No. Wie die Tochter? Ja. Wer die Tochter? Der ist ein Freund von dem Messer. Nimm den Messer.
Take the knife.
Hier darf man für die Tochter. Ja, noch dem Mutter. Ist auf die Seite. Je darf einschneiden, ein bisschen noch mit sie machen. Nein, hier schneidet ein. So gemacht der Bruch. Das ist bald. Reicht das Wetter, dass die Gassila hoch haben. Kodem Kohl, schneid da rein ins Wetter rein, wenn ich in die Breit. Ja. Noch ein bisschen leer. Jetzt noch Arop. Ja, Arop. Jetzt mach ein Bruchisch. Baruch Ato. Melech Ohoilom Dayan Oemes. Reißt Arop allein.
Now pull it yourself.
No, es wird nicht gehen. Sie schleppen und jetzt schneiden.
Pull it.
Noch ein bisschen leer. Schön. Jetzt auch wie die Freude. Die Freude. No. Die Freude, dass man reißt auf die Seite. Ja, von oben auf herab. So. Bald. Von oben auf herab. Schneid. Auf herab.
Down.
Ja. Schön. Mach der Bruche. Boru. Ato. Adoi. Elo. Melech. Oilo. Dayan. Oemes. Je darfst allein reißen ein bisschen.
Now pull it down yourself.
Du kannst allein reißen, dann ist es zu schneiden mit dem Messer. Arop. Schön. Ist genug. Slicha. מה? כן, שהוא יבוא לכאן. גט ein bisschen צריק, לא נשכסה. אתם צריכים לעמוד עם הפנים ככה לירושלים. איפה האח שלך? הוא ידו. תעמוד כאן, עם הפנים ככה. אני אגיד כמה פסוקים אחרי זה, אתה תגיד מיד אתה ככה. הקוויו בן מעלה לאלוהימהו, הסתכל בשלושה דבורים ועינתו בולי דאבירו. דמי אין בוסו, ולא נתו ילך ולפני מידו סדליתן דין וחשבון. מאין בוסו מטיפוס רוחו, ולא נתו ילך למקומו פורימו וסוליו. ולפני מידו סדליתן דין וחשבון. לפני מלך מלכי המלוכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. והוא רחום יכפר עוון ולא ישחיס, וירבו לו שיבה פוי ולא ירקור חמוסוי. זוג zusammen קדיש.
יסקדל ויסקדש שמי רבו יומו תברוך Yusei V'yamlich Machutzei Chayichoinu V'yamichoinu V'chayei D'chol Beis Yisrael B'agolo B'zman Korev Imru Yisborach, Yishtabach, Yisboar, Yisroimam, Yisnaseh, Yisador, Yishalev, Yisalol, Shmedi Kudsho, Brichu, Le'ela, Ule'ela, Minkol, Birchoso, V'shiraso, Tush B'choso, V'nechamaso, Damiram V'omo, V'emru Amen, Yehei Shlomo Rabba Min Shemayo, V'chaim Aleinu, V'al Yisroel, V'imru Amen. Hoy said Shalom, Hashalom B'mrimo, Yaz Shalom Aleinu, V'al Yisroel, V'imru Amen.
יש כאן נכדות גם כן, אז תקרא לאמא ולאחותך שיעמדו כאן רגע, יבקשו מחילה. סליחה, geht alle in die Zeit.
Mach Platz für die Frau.
noch einmal כאן, יש noch die... אחרי הקבורה צריכים להגיד אותם. Entschuldigung, geht ein bisschen. Geht ein bisschen. Lass sie stehen, wo wir die Bett mechile, und dann will es gehen schon bei. Warum ist doch auch geil? Sie will. רק לא לנגוע במיטה בכלל. זהירות. ככה אמר היהודי. טוב. Kinder sollen stehen da in die Seite, bis wir da rufen. Die Sinn sollen stehen da. Nicht da reingehen mit der Mitte in der wenig. Entschuldigung. Alright. Was wäre so geben dürfen? Moshe. Komm hier ruhig. Moshe, Naftale. Soll ich so gut abnehmen mal den? Nehmt doch die Mitte. Kom her, das ist voll drin mit dem Fies. Mit dem Fies für euch. Bringt ihr mal den, so jetzt noch Fies. Michael, warte. Her. עברו כאן, לאט, תסתכלו, יש כאן אבן בולטת.
Judah, look at the spot.
לא, תלכו טיפה אתם בואו אליי, תיכנסו עכשיו אתם עם הראש. תיכנסו אליי. סליחה, רבו ישי. סליחה. עבור שתי הפלצה בקופס? עבור שתי הפלצה בקופס? לא יודע, אין של הפלצה. Lagos Coast, name. Lagos Coast, no, kennen Sie? No, Lagos Coast, no, kennen Sie? Schön geht es ein. Geht alle ein bisschen zurück. סליחה, לא לעמוד כאן. תוריד השלט. השלט שם. ומעשה ידינו כהנים עלינו ומעשה ידינו כהנים
Du jetzt hin von mir packen.
רק בעינך סבי שילי מאס שוין דירקט דאן מאכסי אולו
שלוי מלהסר יעקב במייסר
יעקב רוי שימלב בושר יא בלק מאשאללה בוסן אבונתון Let's get it. Yoishe b'sei serel yoin. B'tzeil shadai Yisroel.
Lucio me paga dolo. me paga no me geet zo gemo. Der war boy. No, boy für jaarlich mit der Geschützerin. Die bei mir sind vorher die bei mir sind vorher. Sag mir nicht so.
God washer. Na bilak shmashal avro. No son avro matoni do sham tzumi v'den chaykeit mo el Eretz kedem. Yoyshev b'seiser yoyim b'tzim shana yislinon. Oy malado inoy
Besiro beparadolo, bechitzo gemon. Der war wohl
Ifoy bitzit vo elef, ir vo elef vo elef legos. Rak beinach usabi.
Beinach usabi tshinomad shon maxi. Tasin godoy, oy tu v'natzon shloy lo. Yoyshev b'seiser el yoyim b'tzeil shana yislinon. Shavusen yatne yochid gehei. Oven shimele Jesus is God washer. Let's get it. Yoyshev b'seiser el yoyim b'tzeil shabbat yisraelon. Oy malado
so maar dan Eretz of Yemon.
Oy siru mipachat lo ilo mechaytzu. Never to fayam lo ich. Get is to him gibt it lele vov mi na vo elef legos. Ak benef sabi.
Senu kabei, hatsa gesehen.
Geht alle ein bisschen zurück. Slicha. Da חייב ללכת אחרי. אתם צריכים להעביר את המיטה כאן, תיסע משם קצת אחורנית. סליחה, רבו ישראל, חייבים טיפה, כל אחד טיפה. צריכים להעביר את המיטה. לא לעמוד מקום בקרוב ממש. לא לדחוף, לא לדחוף. לדחוף.
alle geweten. De mensen gaat er schijtjes met.
Hey Melech,
Ja, ja.
Gib dir mal Latte. Dem Ziegel. Gib es. Oh, schon los, das Quark. Ja.
לא להעביר מיד ליד, להניח, כל אחד לוקח ביד לבד. נכנס.
Where's your uncle? My uncle's right here. Ruby. Call my phone. They have my phone. That's the boy. Isaac, just the boys. Just the boys. Yeah.
You want to go?
Surreal, I can't see anything through here. Oh, never mind.
Are you going in?
I did.
I went in. Go.
Sorry, I'm going to try to get out this way. There's more room. I know.
You want to go? Yeah.
There's a geyser. Missing?
Going up?
Make room. Gotta make room. I'm fine.
The sun is
I know, I'm fine.
Geht auf und her, wir können das reinziehen. Gib mal klar, vielleicht nicht so.
Put it down. Watch him, take it away from me. Just drop it. Mike.
Nicht mehr haben. Soll er gehen, aber nicht mehr haben. Ja, geht so, aber nicht mehr haben. Damit nicht der Instamm so, damit und so wollte ich berennen. Aber man kann nicht sein davon.
Mit Nein, muss dasselbe sein?
Das meint man kann doch, oder? Das sein. Der Sohn hat gemacht. Geht darauf und her, so ein Ziel.
Geht darauf, סליחה, entschuldigt, das ist so geil. Geht ein bisschen mit dem Geld. Die Bad nicht geklappt, keinem doch. Lass. Je darf es nicht dort stoppen. Das der sein?
Aber ich sage, er macht dazu aus der Kevurah umgenommen.
In 2 hours, those that are watching and weren't able to see, we'll do a rebroadcast of the Levayah. In 2 hours, we'll reload Levayah. Those that are interested in viewing it together with the voice will be able to hear it.
Nicht werfen, weglegen. Alle sagen zusammen, Zodoi Kadina, Zur Tomim, Poloi, Choldoch Mishpot, Eile, Muno, Veinovet Tzadi Yosher, Atzutet Chompoya, Shalet Bemado, Bemal, Memis, Umechaye, Moyo Shol Vayol, Atzutot Bechol Masim, Elo Matase, Oim Avoy Shechesed Chinem Lo Notase, V'Susa Neget Kesei, Akshiva Vasei, Tzadi Becholoch, Atzutot Mechapayim, Mole Rachami, Amoilno, Vechusna, Lo V'Subonim, Ki Lechoden, Aslichos Barachami, Tzadi Gato Adinoi Leomi, ולאחי יש אשר ביות חופית אין כל חופויס חלילה לחוז לכויננו לים חויס הנה נלך ברחמנים ושכוחוי כי לכודן רחמים והסליחויס אודם בן שונה יהיה לשון מיחיה מה ישראל לכלא יהיה בואו דיין אמס מנס ומחיה בואו חוקי מדינה נשויטת הכל בעינוי ומשלם לאודם חשבוינו ודינה והכל נשמע ידינו יודענו אדוני יצא למשפטך תצדק בדוברך ותצדק בשופטך ואין להערך עמיד שופטך צדיק התואר דינו ויושר משפטך
Daye neme, schöve tzedek beemes. Vor deinem, ich komm spot tzedek beemes. Nefesh grab wieder tzedek mal im necho. Der mal poite son yodecho. Soy mal maloch erf yodecho. Doilo eitzo veravo lilio. Asher ener furs a kol tag ibn hodo. Es heißt nicht gedrauf gefrim mal lolo. Da git dir scho al neus rile avlos boy. Aber noi no san. Aber noi lo ko. Ich schema die noi me boy ro. Rachum ye khaperoy. Weir lo shivapoy. Velo kol khamos. Ine wenig dem größten Kerl. Ich guck wie so. Anders ein bisschen.
Yiskadel v'yiskadesh shmei Rabo B'yomod hu asil yiskadel tolach yom isayo L'asok o yasoin l'chaye almo U'lemivnei karta d'Yushalem U'shachlei l'cholei b'gavo U'lemek ar fulchon u'nuchro'o me'ara U'lasovo fulchono d'ishmayo l'asro Yamlich kutsho brichu Malchusei korei V'chayichoin u'v'yoymechoin u'v'chayei d'chol beis Yisroel V'agolo v'zman kori v'imru amen Yisborach, Yishtabach, Yisbar, Yisroimam, Yisnasei, Yisador, Yishalev, Yishalo, Shemedi Kutsho, Bricho, Le'elo, Le'elo, Minkol, Brichoso, Vishiroso, Tush Brichoso, V'nechamoso, Damirom V'omo, V'imru amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabbo Mishmayo, V'chaim Oleinu, V'akol Yisroel, V'imru amen. Yiseh Shalom B'imroimo, V'yaseh Shalom Oleinu, V'akol Yisroel, V'imru amen.
Shlomo Eliezer ben Arav Rabbi Yaakov. In Nome von der Chavegadische Mechile, Tomer Cholilin Poegegven Koved. Und sag misal geben mit euch, Kemine Jerusalem Ira Kodesh. Wir sind aber Litzgoischer, für die Almone, für die Kinder, für die Heiniklach, für die Mammen, für den Bruder, für die Schwester, für die ganze Mischpoche, für alle gute Freunde, für den ganzen Klal Israel. Lech b'shalom, v'sonuach b'shalom, v'samoid legoyrov choleketz hayomim, v'zogt op von alle Kevures. Wir haben zu verkleinen Steindalen mit die linke Hand, mir geht zu, mir legt darauf. Mir geht auch auf die Gas, auf die Oiston, die Schiech, und mit der machen Schuhe nicht Avelim. Ich sage ein bisschen zu, und die kennen da, wenn Mint. Ja, mit die linke Hand, und kommt der Oiston auf die Gas. Micha? Micha?
She is in 25 minutes. Left hand, put it down, don't throw it.
Better hurry up. I was same trip back. I apologize for that. I have to run and try to make a minute. Simpsons.
Home to grab. Home to grab, pass it on to your father.
Take that.
You're gonna give me the recording. What? Grab it for a second. Just tell him wait there for 1 second, I'll grab it.
No problem.
I got it.
My bag will wait for a second.
Mach das Schuhe. Mach das Schuhe. Auf dort, auf dort.
Huh?
Lighter than the Minnesota one? It's lighter than the Minnesota?
Yeah.
What? Us from the